That's my Antonio Banderas when he sees a pussy impression. Welcome, everybody, to the Devil's Work podcast, the only podcast where the Human Torch was denied a bank loan until we get an Anchorman rewatch podcast, which is probably inevitable.
We
Uh,
got a Patreon coming up, so
we do. Maybe by the time this is out.
hey, who
Um,
knows?
I am Skeptik, and I am joined so lovingly, so tenderly, so entirely by my man Sideshow.
Oh man, it is good to be back, man. We have been radio silent for a minute, and I apologize. Life was lifing pretty fucking hard on my end. Um, just not even to get too much into it, just a lot of loss on my side.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, my father passed away, and then like a week after that, not even a week, full week, my beloved Mallory, my cat, who you guys have probably seen on the show if you guys watch the videos, she passed away as well. 13
mhm.
years old, beautiful fucking life. She was everything to me, and I will always love her. But yeah, that is a huge reason why we had to step back for a minute because I was like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Life is life really fucking hard. So, but that entire time we've been gone, I have been talking about how much I love this show, how much it means to me, and how much it fulfills me to do this shit. And so I've been fucking so excited to get back to this.
It's been a lot of talk.
Oh yeah,
It's
a
been a
lot of
lot of
talking,
talk.
and we're gonna be talking even more today. It's a thick ass episode, bro. Today we're covering The Skin I Live In, directed by Pedro Almodóvar. It was 2011. This is a fucking crazy ass movie. Oh, by the way, we're the podcast that watch fucked up movies and tell them back to you. Yeah.
That's right. That's what we really
That's what
really
we
do
do.
here.
But yeah, and this one is a very true return to form. This is a fucking wild ass time.
Here's a quick little blurb from somebody's Reddit slash True Film
I need
quick
to hear
review
this.
of
I
the
need to hear this.
film. What a disturbing but still eminently watchable film.
And they are absolutely correct.
I succinct.
It is one of the most poetic forms of this movie that I've ever seen. I won't go into the whole we won't spoil a whole lot obviously up top. We're going to just kind of keep this one like just very uh um what is it, broad net, where it is basically this is going to be a broad scope in it, but it's not necessarily a easy watch, but holy shit is it a interesting one. That is a fascinating film. Uh Gorgeous to look at. Some of the like shots, the frames are fucking phenomenal. Like some and the thing is, this is my favorite thing about this movie, the transitions. And
Oh, wink,
that's
wink,
gonna yeah, it's gonna mean a lot more than one
wing,
thing, but
wing.
holy fucking shit, dude. The fades in this movie, insane. It like once you know what the fuck is going on too, watch it again, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's funny because of just a couple minutes into the movie, like the first time they show you Vera's room,
Mhm.
I turned to Amanda and I said, "Finally, a well-lit goddamn movie on this
Yeah.
podcast."
That's not true.
Finally, I
That's
can
not
fucking
true.
see what's going on here.
That's not true. We've had Good Boy. We've had plenty of one companion. We talked about the outdoor like
It's just funny though how
yeah.
dark movies have gotten in the
Yeah.
last few years. Like for
You're
some
not wrong.
reason, a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of like really high profile movies are just like I cannot see shit that is happening here. Like what the
But
fuck?
yeah. It is, but I think like that's the thing. Like the cinematography on
Oh,
this
there's a
movie is
guy back
phenomenal.
there.
Yeah. Straight up, and that's completely fair. That's valid. I'm gonna give you that right up top.
But
But
this is it's very European in how
oh yeah,
like film school just like man, trying to explain it, it's just so like by the book in a lot of the how it's like lit and
yes.
how it's shot, and it looks really good. And
Hmm.
I think having watched so many highly experimental things and like rapid fire Tetsuo
Yeah,
style
yeah, yeah. I was
cinematography
gonna
or
say
really
Skinamarink.
dreamy or
Yeah,
skinamarink,
yeah.
like to just have a movie where they're just like, we're just gonna show you the person who's talking when they're talking. And we're gonna like make sure you know what people's names are and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
why they're here.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Like I get that, but it's like I don't know. Like that's the thing too. It's such a beautiful movie, but like the subject matter is so fucking like tense and incredibly disturbing when you like really think about what's going on in the character. Like I've never seen some shit like this from Antonio Banderas. I've never seen
I
some
was
shit
very
like this.
shocked when I saw
Yeah.
that he was in the movie, and then the performance he gave. I was
Oh.
like, I kept going,
Mm.
"Can you believe it? That's Puss in Boots."
Yeah, that's what I've been saying, dude. I'm like Mr. Puss in Boots himself.
I was like, "Geez, don't get on that cat's bad side." I recently found out we were just talking about this at the bank randomly, and
Mm.
I was like, does he provide the voice in Spanish for Puss in Boots? I was like, he must, like, but I'm sure like they must be paying him extra for it, you know?
That's a good
And
question.
I Googled it, and I think he does the voice in like six languages.
Whoa, what the fuck?
He does uh, English, Italian,
Yeah,
Latin American
makes
Spanish,
makes sense.
Castilian
Yeah.
Spanish, and Catalan.
Oh, I don't know that one.
So he
Yeah.
does five versions of
That's
Puss in
insane,
Boots
dude.
for each movie.
Yeah, he's using the Castilian really hard in this one too.
And I think he also does Portuguese, and it's not listed here because
That's
I think last
insane,
time I
dude.
looked it up, it said that he does Portuguese. Hold on.
Insane, dude. But like the amount of fucking talent on screen is insane too. From but everyone is acting their ass off in this movie. Like is him especially in particular, I think. But also Vera, like she is incredible in this
Yeah.
movie.
Well,
Holy shit.
yeah, definitely. Okay, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do Portuguese. I mean, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian are all like
Kind of like yeah, the
close enough. You can
very
kind
close.
of bullshit it if you have a script in front of you. If
Yeah,
you
they have the
really,
same shapes like
y-
of words.
yeah. Um, but yeah, very talented guy, and I'm happy I got to talk about Puss in Boots on this podcast. You know, he
Exactly.
fought death. Um,
Exactly.
like literally, bro.
So this one yeah, 2011. I don't think I saw it when it came out or heard about it but it definitely is in that vein of like the edgy 2000s like 2010s kind of movies that we like to cover a lot of.
Yeah, it's so ahead of its time
It very much is.
in its subject matter and
Yeah.
how it tackles it and what it really has to say. I will say, and I'll try to point it out when we're going through it. But like, so at the beginning, I was like, okay, I kind of see what we're doing here. I think I can like this. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy this. And then about an hour or maybe like 45 minutes into it, I was like, okay, what are we even doing here? Like what is fucking going on?
Yeah, yeah,
But then by the end, I was like, okay,
yeah,
you had to lay out a lot of pieces before you could bring them
dude,
together, and
straight
now I
up.
understand there was a method to the madness. But
Yeah,
there was a
it's an
point where I was
incredible
like, what is this movie about?
dude because it's such an incredibly laid out mystery. Like you're saying, like everything is just placed really well. Like the fact
Hmm.
that at one point in the movie, this is without giving a whole lot away, but like at one point in the movie, they both go to sleep, and then we see two
Yes,
flashbacks
and
happen.
that would that's when I was like, so what the fuck is like
Yeah,
this
dude.
movie even about?
It's fucking crazy because it's like you're seeing a flashback that seemingly has nothing to do with what we just it almost seems like a non sequitur, you know what I mean? And then it just wraps everything up in a bow and then you're just like, "Oh my god, it's peak." It's fucking
Isn't
peak,
it
bro.
funny and put a pin in this? Isn't it funny how this movie is basically Tusk?
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. And I knew you were going to bring that up at some point. I'm glad you did it right away. But yes, I full chestedly agree with you.
We'll put a couple episodes between them before we do Tusk because
Yeah.
it would be too much to do it back to back.
Yeah, and it's not like this is, I wouldn't say this is body horror necessarily, but there are elements that could be construed as body horror.
Oh,
It
it's a
has,
100% body horror.
you think?
Oh, 100%, dude.
Because there's not, well, it's like
Billion
what
D
when I
billion
think
percent.
like, and I can see, okay, I understand your point, but what I am saying is like not in the traditional sense.
Psychological
Logical,
body
yes,
horror.
yes, thank you,
This
thank you.
this has a lot of or I guess the other way around. Crimes of the Future has a lot of
Yes,
this in it.
yes,
This is kind of proto Crimes of the
yes,
Future.
100%.
It's funny, this movie is listed as being slash sci-fi. And I'm like, not really. Like
Yeah.
there's like a little tiny
Hmm.
bit, which
Hmm.
is kind of one of my critiques of the movie. There's
Yeah.
like the one sci-fi element really like doesn't matter or do anything.
And I think I know what you're gonna say, and I think like that's the part of the sigh of it. You know what I mean? I think it's literally the science part of it that they that's the reason why it
Yeah.
gets listed as that.
Yeah, there's like one fictional scientific element
Yes.
at play, but it
Yeah.
really doesn't
It
like
doesn't come to any
matter at
fruition or anything. Yeah.
like at all.
Yeah, that's totally true.
It's yeah, it's kind of just like, huh, why'd we even do that? And then I thought
Yeah.
about it and I was like, oh, it was kind of just for the sake of a pun.
Oh, yeah, reveal that when we
But
get
yeah,
to,
we'll have to get
yeah,
into that
we'll
later.
definitely get into that.
But yeah, very interesting movie.
Yes.
And you know, definitely an interesting watch with your girlfriend type of
That's
film.
hilarious. Yeah. I mean, it's so funny because we did the 31 for 31 here in October. We were trying to watch a movie every month, but only got through so many, you know what I mean? Just again, life. But this was one of the first ones that we watched as like a house. It was like a bunch of us like watching
And
it, and
was
I
that
was
your
just
first
like,
time seeing it?
my very first time seeing it. I had
Okay.
never heard about it before. Never like I haven't seen Almodóvar's work before, but I've now I very much want to go back and watch whatever the fuck he's made.
It sounds like he's kind of hit and miss, but it sounds like when he hits, it really hits.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
based on some comments I've seen from people talking about this movie, them being like, "I want to look into more," and other
Hmm.
people going, "Well, probably
Like,
watch like
you don't
these
need to.
ones," and then like these ones are like, if you want to watch them, go ahead, but just know
Yeah,
those are his weaker movies and these are his better movies.
I
So if
feel
you
that.
happen to watch his one of his weaker movies after this, this isn't his only good movie,
I see, I see.
you
Yeah,
know.
because like I've heard a lot about Volver. I don't want to see that one too. There's a
This movie had
couple.
a lot about Voltaire in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's so good. God damn it. The puns are just gonna keep happening. Like this is a
Hot
very
dog.
like
Oh.
God damn, dude, that shit is crazy. Like, man, when we get into like the ethics of it all, it's wild. It's
That's the most fucked up part, and especially in a world where the fucking boop list is coming out.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it's so interesting to like just some of the moral questions that this
Yeah.
presents are very. And then it started making me think about like the moral implications of hell
Mm,
and you know whether or not someone would truly deserve that.
I see
Like
what you mean.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what makes this so interesting is that because it's such a like gray film. There's not like a lot of black and white. Like there it starts off as like, oh, this is the bad guy. This is very much who it is, and then it's like you start learning more and more about these characters, and it makes you feel very differently for them at different points in the movie. Like you go through
Hmm.
all of the emotional roller coaster this throughout the entire film. Like it is wild.
Yeah, like there's certain characters that every time you start to like settle into empathizing with them, you're like, no,
Yep,
no,
yep.
terrible person,
Yeah, the movie kind
terrible
of snatches
person.
you back out of it. It's
Yeah, well,
so
it's
good.
almost like you have to remain, you have to, and I feel like this is kind of in the themes.
Hmm.
You have to remain aware of your own morality at all times.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you can like sort of fall victim to other people's moralities and the things they're laying for you and the narratives that they're creating. But then when
yeah.
you continually remember, like, oh yeah, everyone here is horrible, and like the mother of these people is just sitting there watching this shit happen. So like
It's
she's just as
crazy,
bad
dude.
as
Yeah. It
so.
plays out. It's very much a novella. Like this is a novella, like if I've ever seen one. And we even
Well, he
talked about,
he did smack a woman in her face,
yeah,
so
yeah, exactly. It is.
it is by definition
That's what makes it an actual legit novella.
while speaking Spanish.
God damn it.
If you do it while
Terrible.
speaking English, it's a Tyler Perry movie.
That's good.
And if you
Oh my
do it
god.
while holding the championship belt, it's the WWE.
Uh, great job. Good job,
Yeah,
sir.
and fuck them too. Fuck the McMahons.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, but
Anyway.
this movie, okay, so we'll get into like trigger warnings and stuff because I don't want to like harp on it too long. It's a long ass movie, so we got a lot to get to. But this is I mean, trigger warnings, sexual assault right up the top. Like
Oh,
that's like the main one of the main cruxes of this
in
film.
every way, all day.
Yeah, oh god, in like in such a fascinating fucking form too. Like the way that they lay all of this shit out is like incredible storytelling, but like that's what I'm saying. This is a unique take on that type of story.
Hmm.
On like that subject matter is fascinating, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to explain without giving too much away. I mean, there's a
yeah.
lot of like, messed up surgical stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like,
Yeah, but we don't see a lot. We see like the pre-op sort of like room, and then that's about it. Like we just kind of see things about to happen, and then we see right after that it's done.
hmm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of it is alluded to, so it's not really like explicitly shown. That's what I'm saying. It's not as
Yeah,
violent.
it's not like a super gory movie.
Yeah,
It's more just the psychological elements at
they will.
play.
It will haunt you. This film will stay with you. Like I've been thinking about it for days after watching it again, and like after I saw it the first time, that's why I brought it up. And I was like, we have to do this movie. We have to do it because like right after I saw it, I was like, this is an episode for sure. This is a. I'm watching. I'm watching an incredible conversation play out right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat on the bone on this
Yeah.
one.
So, sexual assault, definitely like elements of coercion. Um,
Seeing a grown man's ass.
yeah, yeah, there's a lot of man butt, a lot of man butt.
No homophobia.
Mm-mm.
I'm not offended on a deep level seeing a
No.
man's ass, but a lot of men's asses are just dirty and disgusting, you know? And especially the asses we see in this movie are just like,
Exactly.
Sir, I don't normally suggest this, but if you could keep some wet wipes on hand."
So stupid. Oh man, we've been fucking throwing out like we're like, oh, that's that they're gay, non-derogatory, or
Mhm. Yeah.
gay derogatory.
Yeah, it's funny I had a coworker who told me just randomly in the break room one day he starts telling me about how he had a threesome with a woman and his friend and how
Like my guy, it's 10 a.m.
yeah, right? I'm like, what the fuck? Like he was like, "Oh, she really wanted to and I had to like convince my homeboy, so I bought him some In and Out." And I was like, "That's too on the nose. That's way too on the nose." And then he said he was like telling me about it and he goes, "Yeah, but that's my only boy that I would do that with, like that's just only me and him would do that, like that's just us." And I was like, "Dude, I have to tell you that you're describing a boyfriend. Like that's like I don't know what to tell you."
Oh,
I
Jesus.
was like, "Hey, no judgment, but I'm just telling you, like, just by the
Oh.
definition of how words work, I'll only share sexual encounters with this other man." Okay, that's cool, but just so you know,
Crying.
non-derogatory.
Oh, that's so good. We need to get in this fucking movie.
And
That's so
I'm just like, anyway, so if you could move so I could heat my coffee up.
yeah, exactly. Just back to your donut.
Yeah. Oh, who brought these in? Just trying to change the subject.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm like, I don't like the cream fill.
Oh, let's get to this fucking movie. Okay, so if that all sounds good, you can pretty much rent this anywhere. We kind of I watched it, I rented it, I think off of YouTube or something like
Hmm.
that. But yeah, it's worth your money, man. It's worth your time. It's definitely one of those movies that it's 2 hours long. You're going to enjoy every fucking minute of it. And if you don't, you're just gonna be confused in the best possible way. So
You just have to let the movie dilate you
yeah. God damn it.
psychologically. Just stretch that mind hole a little bit at a time.
Gape, if you will. So, goddamn. Okay, so getting
Oh,
into
wait, wait, wait. Trigger warnings. Reckoning with your deeply held beliefs.
yeah, definitely one. We're gonna get it. It's a very, very complex film, so I'm very excited to talk about this.
It's many flavors, you know.
Absolutely.
It's like truthfully, as someone who like has an eating disorder, has been a very picky eater my whole life, it's like the first time I had broccoli with my beef teriyaki, and the broccoli was all like soaked in the sauce, and I had a little bit of beef, a little bit of rice, that beautiful melding. I was all of a sudden, and this is true, I really had this thought, and I said it out loud. I went, "Oh, that's why people combine ingredients together."
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. I love
I
that.
was like, I get it. I understand. You just have to use vegetables right, and then
Yeah,
they, and then
exactly.
they kind of slap.
Exactly. I'm glad you're getting your greens in, buddy.
Yes, I'm 13 going on 14.
I'm this many.
I'm, I'm this many.
All right, let's get into it. So, the story begins in Toledo, 2012. The film begins with a montage of a luxurious Spanish hillside home. We're introduced to Vera, a woman wearing a form-fitting bodysuit of some kind. She's stretching on a couch and meditating. We see a hand break a pill and pour it into orange juice as we cut back to Vera working on an art piece, a bust of a head she is attaching molding strips to. They resemble bandages. I was trying to figure out how to put that, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like,
She does a lot of like multimedia like art pieces. I don't
yeah.
know, again, I don't know how to describe that better either.
Hmm. But it's like
Um
I've used that type of like molding, like those strips. I remember making masks out of it, like out of our faces, some one point when I was younger. I made
mm.
like you cut strips of like some like sort of material, and then once you like soak it and you place it, it kind of fits the form, and then it hardens later on like clay.
Oh, like plaster of Paris?
Yeah. There it is. That was yeah, plaster mold. Yeah. So basically, it kind of resembles that what she's doing.
Mm.
So we see a few servants loading a tray of food into a dumbwaiter, and it is sent to Vera. Through an intercom, she asks Marilia, one of the servants, for more art supplies, including a needle and scissors, which she is denied. It's
Yeah,
so
she
funny.
she says like, "Are you kidding?" or
Yeah, she's like, "Are you
something.
fucking kidding?"
Yeah, you realize like right away
Right
that
away, something's
she's
wrong.
some sort of a captive or an experiment or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Oh, we didn't even do a quick synopsis, but it's okay. We're in it now.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's I don't know. It's kind of fun that way though. Like,
Yeah,
if you
it's
really,
better it's
if
better to
we
just
piqued your
figure it out.
interest at the beginning, go and watch the movie. But if not, just come along for this ride. I will
Yeah,
say too, I'm really, really like cheesed about my shirt today. I don't know if you can see it.
that's
Gaslighting
funny.
isn't real. You're just crazy. And shout out to Piper from Roman Candle. Hopefully, going to be a guest on the show someday. She is a sweetheart and gave me this for my birthday. So
Oh, that's nice.
that was fucking awesome. Thank you, Piper. And go listen to Roman Candle. They're fucking insane. Anyway, back to it. So she goes to her closet and picks up a sundress before putting it on, walking over to a handrail in the room and using a nail file to cut a strip of fabric off of it. Which I thought was interesting because like she kind of does it intentionally and then like lays it over the rail really
Yeah.
intentionally.
Yeah, I thought that that was very interesting too. I was wondering what that was building to.
Hmm. So we're then introduced to Robert Okay, how did you say the last name? Because I'm seeing Ledgard, but I think Ledgard is what we're
Ledgard.
Ledgard.
They said it in the movie. It was
Oh, okay.
Ledgard.
I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Senior Ledgard.
Ledgard. Okay, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah, just a not a Spanish name.
yeah, yeah, that's what I
I
was thinking
I
too.
guess kind of implying wherever his family came from is
Hmm.
not, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. He's not rural to that area. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
So he's a plastic surgeon giving a seminar on skin treatments for burn victims. He's also, this is where the science part of it, I didn't write in the notes, but basically he's talking about how a skin type that he's working on currently could like help reduce the like potential to get malaria, or is it like
Yeah,
to
it's from what I remember, because I didn't take like super thorough notes
yeah,
since you're leading. But basically, it was like it's harder than human skin to penetrate.
I see.
And because of that, one of the side effects is that mosquitoes cannot penetrate it.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's very similar to how cats are technically immune to spider venom, and it's because there's no
Their
spider
skin.
that has fangs that can break through a
I
cat's
see.
skin.
I see.
So it's not that cats are immune to those venomous compounds,
Yeah.
but there's just no way for it to get into them.
Hmm.
So like same difference. So I think that's
Interesting.
what he's implying.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it's like the double effect of also helping kind of skin grafting for burn victims.
Yeah, but that's what he's getting at is skin grafting for burn victims, and it's like burn resistant or burn proof,
Yeah.
and then that as a side effect of all that,
It also happens to serve as like a
he's
fucking shield.
tested, and I almost said magnetos, mosquitoes can't get through it.
Yeah, he said he's tested it on a methym I forgot the word, but some it's a certain type of mice. Um he's been testing it on that and he's been saying that it was successful.
Mm.
So he returns home and goes straight to his lab, analyzing a blood packet under a microscope and then placing it into a cold storage box. He finally goes to his room to wind down and turns on the TV. We see a camera footage of Vera lying naked on her bed. He gazes at her a bit and grabs a small white box from a shelf before going to check on her.
A small white ceramic box,
Yep.
and no one keeps anything except for this one thing in a small white
Yeah,
ceramic
it's
box.
100%.
There's just no other reason to have this little ornate ceramic box. Like when you go to the store, are they like, I need to see your opium
Yeah,
license?
that's what I'm
I
saying.
ne-
I was like, it's the same thing as going to the smoke shop and buying a pookie. Why the fuck are you buying that?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, we sell it in the store. We know what you're gonna do with it.
Exactly.
I saw a dude the other day. I walked past him, and I swear to God, I was so certain that he was fucking hitting a little crack pipe. And then I like got just enough, and I saw it was like just the little like tin one hitter, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "You motherfucker, go about your day, sir." And it was like
Yeah.
right outside
Yep.
of the Habit by my work.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm just like, bro, you're just sitting here fucking hitting a glass. Oh, all right, have a good
My
day.
my brother in
Enjoy your chicken
Christ.
sandwich.
It's amazing. So I love also I want to talk about the way that he turns on the TV and like the way that Veta is introduced on the screen is so cool. She looks like she's framed like a painting.
Yeah,
Like it's so fucking sick.
and it works with the design of the house, and he has all
Hmm.
these like he has like a huge like 20 by 20 foot classical painting of these like naked cherubic women
Yes.
just sitting it like taking up like the whole upper hallway, so it fits in with that.
Yeah, it's so well introduced. It's so interesting. Um, and so he sees her, and when he goes to check on her, he sees that she's covered in lacerations and there's blood covering the pages of books on the floor.
And
So my question is that she paper cut herself, right?
Yeah, she slit.
Okay, that's
They
yeah,
they wouldn't give her anything else that
yeah.
she could use to try to kill herself.
Hmm.
So she literally used the dust jackets
Fuck,
from
dude.
these books. The dust jacket being, for people who don't know, because
Hmm.
I I used this term the other night and I was like, oh, let me explain what it means.
Hmm.
It's the usually plastic cover that's on the
Slip
outside of like
that goes in the
a
books.
hardcover book, where like you open it and like on one side it'll be like, fucking, this
The
guy was born
author.
in this place
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
wrote these other books, so buy him, asshole. But I thought it was very interesting. I mean, that in itself is fucking brutal because they are
Yeah,
like hard
yeah.
plastic, but you wouldn't think about that as like a.
Of an option.
Mhm.
Like Jesus Christ.
And that's the kind of thing that as like a writer is like, that's a fun thing to like break, to be like, okay, closed room, they won't give her anything. How does she do
Yeah.
this?
Yep.
Oh fuck, if you really tried,
Yeah. Yeah.
But they happen to all be Cormac McCarthy novels.
Oh, I'm
Every
not
every
familiar.
single one. And the one that was most prominent was hold on, let me look up the title in Spanish.
Oh, I didn't even catch that detail.
Meridiano de Sangre, Blood Meridian,
Ooh.
which is famously called an unfilmable book, and I have no fucking idea why they say that.
Really?
It's really really good. I really enjoy it. I've tried to read some other McCarthy and not
Yeah.
got as into it, but basically, Blood Meridian is an examination of like just how bad are people. It's it's
Oh,
about this kid who runs away from home because he kills his stepfather, who's like, I believe, sexually abusive to him and his mother. And so he
whoa.
kills his stepfather and he runs away from home and he ends up joining this like random US military unit that's just like roving around in like 1800s, like Texas, when it's like kind of Mexico, kind of not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And basically, the Americans are chasing Mexicans, and
Hmm.
the Mexicans are chasing the natives, and the natives are chasing the Americans, and they're all just
Oh,
doing
interesting.
atrocities on each other for no reason. And at one point, they're like, the reason that this unit is doing this is
Yeah.
because it's the like Mexican American War, and they're being told by the army, we're going to pay you a dollar amount for every Mexican scalp you bring us.
Oy.
Oh no, sorry, for every native scalp you bring
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at one point, they decide, like, they go to this Mexican town and they're being treated all nice and everything, and they just go, brown person's a brown person, and
Uh,
they just scalp the entire town.
oh, God damn.
And yeah, it's very bad. It's just
That's
about like,
fucking brutal.
what's the worst thing that the human soul is capable of,
But that like
and
works so well in the context of this film, though, too.
it really
Literally,
does.
like that's
It
so
really does.
fascinating.
It really does.
Holy
And
shit.
it's the one that's like the most to the front. And there were a couple others that I'm not familiar with,
Yeah.
but I think that's kind of a through line in a lot of his books, is just
Mm.
sort of like, people do these terrible things, what explains them, and do the things that explain them justify them.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Well, that's literally what's going on here. That's literally what's happening
Yeah,
in this film.
yeah. So that's why I really want, like, when I first saw it, I was like, I wonder what the connection's going to be, because
Fuck, that's good.
they're really framing this shot in a way where you can see it and it's right up front.
Oh, God
And
damn, I love doing. I'd
There's
love.
gonna be a Blood Meridian movie. They are actually finally making it, and
Oh, really?
I'm very excited to cover that when that happens. So
Interesting.
I hope that they do it well.
Yeah. God, I love doing this fucking show with you, bro. God damn it, I love this.
I was excited to drop that one on you,
That's
so
so cool, dude.
I'm
Yeah,
glad I was able to do
I
that.
appreciate that. So he rushes her to the operating room downstairs and begins treating her wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said I was like, God damn, dude, like that's fucking crazy, man. So at one point he complains that she's breathing too heavily,
Yeah, breathe more
he's
gently.
like, breathe gently. And she says, if you want me to stop breathing, then kill me. And he comments that her skin is incredibly soft. She tells him that if he doesn't end it, then she will. He replies that if she wanted to end it, she would have cut an artery. Which, yeah, I mean, not across the street, down the road, but like, I mean, it was pretty brutal. Like, it was pretty brutal, like the work that she
Yeah.
did do. So at breakfast the next morning, Marilia hands Robert a large container of blood, stating that it was taken from the animal while it was still alive. We see more lab work as he is piecing together and layering
Oh,
artificial.
I understand that now because at the time I was like confused what it meant, but now I understand, and we'll probably get into that in a second.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But realizing in real time.
Yeah, exactly. So he's layering artificial skin on a mannequin of some kind. This is one of the coolest shots I've ever seen in more ways than one. Like the mannequin is laying there, and then all of a sudden it just fades, and then Vera is right there on the table in that same exact position with the same like
The
lines on her
lines and
body.
everything. I was so confused about the practicality of how this all works, you know,
Yeah,
because we'll get into it in a minute, but I was so just
I'm
like
sure so were the characters. So Veta is now lying on the table, covered in those strips of artificial skin, as he tells her now there won't be any more burns, and takes a small dab torch to her thigh. That's,
Mhm.
that's I just had to call it that because it's
Yeah, hey, it's
yeah,
what I
that's
know it as.
exactly.
You
So,
notice I didn't react because I was
exactly.
just like,
Yeah, I was waiting. I was like, huh?
it
So
was too on the nose for me to recognize that it
fair,
was.
fair.
I was just like, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. What else? Go on.
I have a sudden hankering for one.
So she says she doesn't feel it at first, but he keeps it placed until she eventually flinches. Then he places a cup with a mosquito on it, or a mosquito in it, and asks if it bites her. She says no. We then see Robert in a room of suits delivering his findings that apparently the skin, which she refers to as gal, is not only resistant to heat but also provides protection from mosquitoes, what we were talking about,
Hmm.
which naturally is a barrier against malaria. He says that he's already tested it on athemic mice and the results were positive. So that was the word. I have no idea what that actually means, but
What's the word that they said?
athemic, Athymic. And he was saying that like, yeah, we have had positive results.
Oh, um, commonly known as nude mice,
Oh, I
immunodeficient
see.
lab animals characterized by a genetic mutation
Makes sense.
causing a deteriorated or absent thymus, leading to a lack of T cells.
Yeah.
They are hairless, enabling easy tumor measurement, and are widely used in cancer research and immunology because they do not readily reject xenografts, which is foreign tissue or tumors. So,
Interesting.
so if you're doing, they're going to explain that this is called transgenesis
Yes.
when you put genes or genetic material from one animal into another. And funny enough, this is why Trump canceled a bunch of cancer research because he read transgenic mice, which means
Mm.
mice that transgene.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
putting
yeah.
other genes into them. And he
Interesting.
thought they were transgender mice.
That's so fucking funny, dude.
Hmm.
That is so fucking funny. And that's yeah, and all somehow that all very much comes into play in this entire movie. Like
Hmm.
the just the phrasing of things and like yeah, that exactly the transgenesis of it all. Like
Yeah.
that's fascinating. I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So at the reception, Robert speaks with an older man who asks why he named the skin Gal. He says that it was his wife's name and she burned to death in a car crash. Remember that.
Hmm.
He says she mutated. He says he
Wish
mutated
I
the
could
skin.
forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Wake up in a cold sweat.
So he says he mutated the skin by transferring a pig cell to a human cell in order to achieve greater toughness. Which, when the man expresses concern and says that transmutation applied to humans is unethical, Robert fires back that humans interfere with anything natural: meat, clothes, veggies, fruit, everything. So why not use those techniques to improve our species? Which you can see like the arguments for both sides being made in this
Yeah,
entire film. It's very fascinating.
that is like one of the hard parts of science and again of
Hmm.
morality of like even
The
even in
ethics
like
of it all.
this is like a rather banal like as far as like having the conversation,
Yeah,
it's a rather banal level on which to talk about ethics because it's like fictional to be like, oh, well,
sure.
should we, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's pretty real because we start with mice and dogs and all these things, but at some point,
Hmm.
somebody, some human has to
Somewhere.
take these new compounds
Yeah.
to to test what they actually do to us.
Hmm.
So it is all very like, at what point is a human medical trial human experimentation?
Yeah, and unethical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like where exactly is that line? And it's one of
Hmm.
those things where it's like they say like, porn when you see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but
Yeah.
it's like an atrocity when you see it,
Yep.
but when you get into that gray area,
Well,
where exactly is the
you would
line?
think people know, but a lot of people fucking
Yeah.
turn a blind eye nowadays.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we're still filming this during all the ice bullshit, so fuck them first of all, first and
Yeah,
foremost.
big time.
Yeah, and yeah, and anyway, so human atrocities aside, let's get back to the fictional world where it's safer.
Yeah, where bad fictional things happen.
Exactly. So the man tells him not to continue with the research or he'll be forced to report him to the scientific community. Robert seemingly acquiesces and tells him that he was simply a personal venture and nothing more.
Because he mentions at this point that it's pig genetics that he's
Yes.
been putting into
Yes.
this skin, and that
That's where the
I
blood was from earlier.
yeah, and we kind of the sequence where he like centrifuged it and then
Oh
pulled
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So he like centrifuged it to separate out the stem cells, and then took the stem cells
And then
to
applied them
put into like however he was creating this
in the
skin,
skin. Yeah.
and then I don't know if he just laid it over her and it absorbs into her body. Like, I wish we would have got a little more explanation on
Little
that,
bit. Yeah, yeah.
but ultimately it ends up being like almost kind of like an afterthought.
Secondary kind of, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind it's
yeah.
kind of strange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I do wish that we went into a little bit more, and I feel like this wasn't based off of a book, was it?
It was.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I was like,
It's
I feel like in a book this would probably be explained a lot more,
it's
a
it's
lot further.
called my gale, I think is how you say
Oh, that's
it.
cool.
And it's the English title is Tarantula, and it's pretty much the same
Oh,
thing,
interesting.
but the plots play out slightly differently, and like certain characters know each other more like
Mm,
beforehand.
hmm.
Like Vincent and El Tigre know each other.
Oh yeah,
In
fucking
in that
Zeka
in
is
the
so fucking strange,
Zecca,
dude.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Zecca and Vicente know each other
Oh,
in the book.
weird. Oh, that's an interesting connect. Oh, I would actually like to read that. Actually, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, it seems like it's
Pretty much one to one.
pretty much the same. That's like
Yeah,
the biggest change is that those two characters are
actually have a prior
more
history.
disconnected
I
in
see.
the film version.
Yeah. So, well, actually, okay, then that no, that actually plays into something that I had later on. What happens? That answers a question that I had. So that's strange. I wonder if that was like just purposely left out of the movie, or we'll get to it. Sorry, I'm like thinking out loud. So, speaking with a friend named Fulgencio as he's picking up his coat, he laments that he's disappointed that he's being denied further research because of all the good that it can do for people. He returns home and watches Vida on the camera for a little bit before zooming in on her face. She subtly gives a tense stare as he goes for his little white box again. Such a good shot. Oh my god, that shot was so good.
I
Cause
think
it like she stares and then he like kind of gets uncomfortable and looks down.
I think because we were joking about it, we didn't say that he literally walks to the room and he's like, "Time to smoke opium."
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, no, he's gonna do it right now. That's why he
Okay,
doesn't.
okay.
Yeah, he doesn't do it in the first because obviously he's like nursing
Oh,
her
that's
when
right.
she's
Yeah,
sick.
because he kills
Yeah,
it. There's crisis
yeah,
happening.
yeah, yeah. So he walks into the room and tells her that he's finished with his experiments. She asks what is going to become of her now that he's done, and he says, "Now you can boast about having the best skin in the world, and now I'm going to light this opium pipe and smoke it." She
Yeah.
she asks if they can live together now. He brushes her off and says that it's not a good idea because they're not like other people.
They not
So,
like us.
oh my God, but that's such a good fucking line, dude. That's such a good line, dude.
And you're sitting here at this point being like, what is
What is
your
going on?
relationship?
Yeah.
How willing is she? Did she enter some sort of trial and it's just
Hmm.
gotten out of hand? Like
Yep.
the back and forth of like she's not in total horror of him,
Yeah.
but she like did like an acting out, like quote unquote fake suicide
Yeah.
attempt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then they like smoke opium together, and she's like, "I just want to be with you," and it's
Hmm.
like, "What the fuck
Yeah.
is happening?"
Whiplash, bro. I was getting emotional whiplash. Like, what in the fuck is going on?
But just to emphasize, not in a way where I
Not in a
felt that
terrible
the
way.
script was lacking, but just in a way where you're like, "What the fuck
You're
is these
drawn
people's
in.
relationship?"
You're just drawn in by the mystery of it all because you're just like everyone again is giving such a phenomenal performance where you're just like, who's the bad guy here? You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
really, really confused.
And that question only deepens
Only
as the movie
deepens. Yeah,
goes on.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
like
so funny. Yeah, 100%. So he attempts to walk out of the room, but she hands him the lighter and says, "Here, I can burn the house down with this." She then proceeds to make a pass at him, saying that she knows he watches her and desires her. He then scrambles out of the room in a hurry. That's,
it's her being like, I'm good. I'm
mm-hmm,
good though. Look how
mm-hmm,
good I am. Look how much I
exactly,
follow the rules.
exactly. So it's very performative, but it's so good. So,
Yeah, the way she runs and slides across the floor to stop him
yeah,
too. That
it's
I g-
so good.
I got a good laugh out of that.
So at breakfast, Marilia tells him you shouldn't have used her face. It's too similar of a resemblance. Have you thought about what you're going to do with her? You'll have to kill her or keep her hidden here forever. When he asks why she's in a hurry to see Veragon, she replies with, if you don't kill her, she'll kill herself. Stories repeat themselves.
Mm-hmm.
She goes on to say that what he feels now will end up devouring him like a cancer, and that she knows him as well as if she'd given birth to him herself. He tells
Yeah.
her to fire the servants and not to hire anyone else. Brother, the fucking dialogue in this movie, bro.
It's really good. And
It's fucking amazing. On a second watch, it bangs even harder, I'm telling you.
I was actually very happy to watch a movie in Spanish because I've been trying to learn Spanish,
Yeah.
and we're kind of hitting the point where we really need to do more immersion.
Hmm.
And so we've been thinking about like, oh, maybe we should just start watching like, just TV in Spanish
Yeah,
for a little
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
So it was nice. I could
We'll probably do
not
When
not
Evil
s-
Lurks then soon so you can have a real good lesson.
Yeah, I'm super down for that. So it was nice. I could like kind of follow it just
Mhm.
listening, but
Yeah.
I was like, oh, perfect timing. I actually
Yeah.
need this in my learning
Again, they
journey.
have the same shape. Like Castilian and like, Mexican Spanish is kind of like very
Just
it,
a lot more gracias.
gracias. Yeah, exactly. It's the list in it. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
There,
Uh
there was there was one point where he said, "Comunidad Científico."
yeah, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's so good.
Científico. This thuffer and thuckatash ass language.
So dumb. So while the servants are leaving, a man in a tiger getup approaches the front gate and rings the bell. We will come to know him as Zeka. He tells Marilia that he hasn't seen his mother in 10 years and wishes to speak with her. When she tells him to go away, he shows his ass to the camera to reveal a birthmark.
Hmm.
She really, yeah, this is the man butt part of it.
It's such a heinous man
it's,
ass. This guy has not wiped in a decade.
it's disgusting.
Fellas, is it gay to wipe?
Is it gay? Is it
Some
gay
say yes.
derogatory?
Right?
So she realizes who he is, and he tells her that he wore the tiger costume that he had when he was little. How it fits him now, I'll never fucking know. But it's because it's carnival going on during this
Yes.
time. So it's just like that's how they roll down there sometimes. And it's such an interesting thing to throw in there randomly. Like that's to explain why he's in a fucking getup like that. I was just like,
Yeah, I did
what the
think that
fuck
was
is
interesting
this?
though, as like a method for why he could walk around.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, yeah, in the mask, yeah. So she agrees to let him in, but he must leave right away after they speak. He tells her that he's been in Spain for a while, but he saw Robert in the paper and then tracked him down. He
Hmm.
politely barges in and tells her that he's hungry. As they're sitting down at the table watching TV, the news reports about a
And
jewelry
and
store
and
robbery.
and and she replies, "Hi, hungry. I'm mom."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I
So
had to do it.
you're good. As they're sitting down at the table watching TV, the news reports about a jewelry store robbery that took place recently. They show surveillance footage of the thieves, and there's Seko's face, revealing that he's on the run and looking for help from Robert.
It should be noted, he has extremely unique scars on both sides of
Yes,
his
all
face.
all of them, like around his eyebrow, down the side of his face. Yeah,
And he's wearing no mask in the fucking store
in the
while they're
story,
robbing
yeah,
it.
it's
Just
so funny. Yeah, it's so because it's so funny because he's like fucking. He had one job. He had to just turn off the cameras. He's all
yeah,
pissed off.
yeah, because they mentioned like, oh, there was also a shop clerk who disappeared, and we haven't heard from him since then. So
Hmm.
we expect that he was like involved, and God, just
It's so
moronic.
funny though. It's so goofy. It's so funny. But Maniria says that he won't. She won't. He won't help him willingly. She won't help him willingly. So Zeka starts ruminating on a plan to blackmail him. Oh, sorry. She says that Robert won't help him willingly. I got caught confused by
Mm-hmm.
my notes.
That's okay.
And so he starts thinking of a plan. He's like, "How do I? Then I gotta blackmail him. That's my only option." He gets up to grab a bottle of wine and sees Vera on the CCTV. Marilia gets up and grabs a gun from the drawer. He says, "Mom, you wouldn't do that to your son." She says, "You're not my son. I just gave birth to you." I was
Mhm.
like,
Hard,
bars, bro. I was like,
hard.
fucking bars, dog. Shit was crazy. I was like, God damn. She might be one of the best parts of this movie.
Yeah,
I genuinely believe that.
she is really good. I do like the portrayal, the
Yeah,
performance, and
yeah.
also just the role that the character fills. Even though she's like, heinous and disgusting,
Absolutely.
but
100%.
it's just like this slow unraveling of like going from just like, okay, this lady's here, what's going on, to
Hmm.
like really finding out what's up with her and
And
how
again,
quick.
feeling so many different things for her too, like throughout the course of the movie.
Mhm.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, you go from feeling bad but wondering what her role is
Yes.
to learning more and more.
Yeah, exactly. So he approaches her and she fires off a shot, which alerts Vera. He ties up Marilia and searches the house. As he searches the house, Vera, for some reason, thinks to meditate the problem away. He makes it to Vera's room, but finds that it's locked. It's so fucking. I was like, what was that decision? Like, hold on, let me meditate real quick.
It's so funny. She like is freaking out about what's happening, and then she's like, "Okay, just sit down, go to your
Hmm.
happy place."
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
all right.
I mean, I guess it's arguably it's to be calm to fucking do what she has to do next. So like I get that maybe that's like a grounding technique, but it's just such a strange thing to do in the fly. Like you don't usually see a
Joey,
character do that.
this podcast getting a little victim blamey from
That's
me.
good. So he eventually finds the key to the room by terrorizing his mother. When he does, he makes his way back upstairs and opens the door. Veda attacks him and tries escaping, but he overpowers her and eventually assaults her in the room. While it's happening, the strange dialogue exchange hints that there's this strange dialogue exchange that hints at them knowing each other prior to this moment, which is what I was talking about.
Yeah,
That's why I was so confused because I was like, he's like drawn to her in the while he's watching the screen.
yeah. I mean, I figured out pretty quickly because they make a few mentions to how she can't go out because everyone would see her face and how
Hmm.
much she looks like her. And then he goes dead wife, and it was like, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
woman
yeah,
has his wife's dead face somehow. And then he mentions at the beginning too about like face transplants and how he's
yeah.
been part of those and how you can even take a face from a corpse to put onto somebody,
Yes, yeah,
and it'll take if you do it correctly and whatnot.
yeah.
Um, so
It's heavily implied.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
breadcrumbing going on,
yeah,
and then Zeka sees her and says, "Is that her? It looks like her." And
yeah.
Marilia starts going, "No, how could it be her? She's dead. You know
Exactly,
she's dead. How could it
exactly.
possibly be her?" So yeah, you start to realize like, okay, he knew his wife, and this woman looks just like his wife. And
Hmm.
then I mean, what I surmised was, yeah, he transplanted his dead wife's face onto this whoever this person
Literally, yeah,
is.
that's what, yeah, that's basically what Marilia was like, not even hinting at, just blatantly saying. Yeah,
Yeah, to us
to
anyway.
us, yes, yes.
But she was like, it's a movie. Go away.
Yeah,
Es una
exactly.
película.
So Robert returns home to find Marilia bound and gagged. When he sees what's happening on the camera, he quietly walks into the room with a gun. He puts two in the back of Zeka before pushing him off and embracing Vera in his arms.
One in the ass, one in the head.
Yeah, dude, he gets his, and it's like that motherfucker just goes down quick. Like it's just like boop boop, and he's just asleep.
But you also see like a brief moment where he puts the gun on her and he's like thinking about killing her
Yes,
because he like
yes,
feels betrayed because she's
yes,
being raped.
yes,
And it's
yes,
just
yes.
like, what the fuck is And then even like while
So
it's
strange.
happening, she keeps telling him like, get me out of here
Hmm.
and I'll do anything. Like we can do anything. I'm willing to do whatever. And
Yep.
he's like, you're only saying that because I'm on top of you.
Hmm.
And she says, well, let's go and fuck in the garden. And he goes, no, I'm sick of fucking in the air.
Outside, yeah.
The tiger wants a bed.
So
And
stupid.
yeah, it's and she just is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, duh, obviously, but it's just like an added layer in a way
Hmm.
of like not just because she seems to be just like, hey, I'll fuck you if it means that
I can leave.
I get
Yep.
to be free.
Yep.
But also just like more physical discomfort that we come to understand more later.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
don't know how to explain that better.
the way that you put that is so true though. Like the way that like Robert trains the gun on her almost first. Like he goes to her first and then decides, "Oh yeah, I got to stop Zeka." Like but it's like it's yeah, you're right. There's so many like things that are being like hinted at right in front of the audience without using any words. It's fucking phenomenal.
Because he has to remind himself, like he walks in and he's like, "I'm watching my wife get fucked by another
Exactly.
man,"
Exactly.
and then he has to like remind himself that's not like really what's happening here.
Exactly. Yeah, it's oh my god, poetic shit, dude. Like this movie is fucking insane. So while Marilia is cleaning up the crime scene, she tells Vera, who's puffing on that opium pipe, that the two
Hard.
men, yeah, she's fucking going to town on it. The two men are brothers, but just didn't know it because she never disclosed that to them. She reveals that Zeka was fathered by a servant who left shortly after he was born, and Robert was fathered by Mr. Ledgard since his wife was sterile. And when he was born, the family just kept him as their own and said that the mother had given that his wife had given birth to him.
Mm.
Not Gal. I forgot. They didn't say the mother's name.
Yeah, just took her
They just
baby. My
took the
baby.
baby. Yeah,
The government
exactly.
took my
The
baby
government.
away. Fucking Roger.
So funny. At age 7, Zeka began transporting drugs and ran away from home, which is fuck. That's a wild sentence to say,
An
Brian.
auspicious start.
That's fucking crazy. So 12 years prior to the current day, he returned because he was on the run. So Marilia had him in a shed, hid him in a shed out back. Robert's wife, Gal, found him and took a liking to him. When they eventually ran away together, they got into the car accident that left her severely burned. Zeka managed to survive and escape. So,
He even says during the rape, "I left you burning there."
yes. Yeah, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. But yes, Robert was able to pull Gal back from the brink of death, working tirelessly to find a way to keep her alive. Marilia says that after the accident, they lived like vampires, little to no light, without mirrors in the house. But one day, she heard their daughter Norma singing a song that she had taught her in the garden. She went to open the window and caught a reflection of herself in the glass. Horrified at the sight of her own visage, she leapt from the window to her death. Years later, little Norma went in search of her mother along the same road her mother had taken, through the window.
Hmm.
I that was unfortunate bars, dude. I was just like, oh my god, like that one
Yeah, I was like,
hit
"Why are
me.
you
I was
talking
like,
so poetically
so
about a
poetically,
double suicide?" Like,
straight up, dude. It was fucking crazy. I was like, oh my god, That is a horrifying fucking but she delivers all of this through like tears. Like
Hmm.
the monologue that she gives is fucking phenomenal because she just has this 1,000 yard stare as she's telling this story. And it is insane, so captivating. I love her performance so much.
It's also very Japanese, very Miike, very
Yes.
visitor
Yes.
Q to
Yes.
just
I
be
was gonna say
like,
Noriko's dinner table. There's a lot of scenes that'll play out like the monologue style.
Well, I just mean to just go like, how do we move this plot forward? Let's just have some fucking weirdo walk up
Yeah.
and
Yes,
now
you're right. Yeah,
and
visitor Q, yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
like very similar of just
Very, very similar.
I feel like that's like a common kind of Japanese trope in these movies is sort of just like this situation that's going on,
Yeah.
and then this interloper
Let's
shows
throw
up.
a weirdo in there.
Even like Ichi is like there's
Yes,
this like Yakuza gang world, and then all of a sudden this
it's a
fucking
weird
weirdo
pervert.
who cries when he comes shows up and fucks everything up, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Oh man, so Robert returns home from burying Zeka. He and Veta retire to the bedroom. He tries initiating sex, but Veta tells him that the tiger really hurt her. So they cuddle and fall asleep
Like an
together.
hour after she got
I
raped,
know. I
he's
was like,
like
come on, bro. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, he tells her, "Sleep, my love," which is that's the first instance of like he's put his guard fully down. Like as
it's
soon as it's so interesting.
yeah.
So we flash back to 6 years earlier to a wedding reception with some legitimately beautiful music playing. The band is going the fuck off in that scene, dude. It is so good. The
Oh yeah.
singer, she has a gorgeous fucking voice. Oh my
Hmm.
god, the music alone in that scene was amazing. Robert's daughter Norma is socializing again, and he is commenting to someone that he thinks that she's doing well. So obviously, she's like older at this point. She's a lot older. I would say like maybe late teens, maybe early 20s.
Yeah, they from the way they frame things later, it does sound like she's still a child. Like
Yeah,
she's
she's still
probably
very
like
much.
yeah, like 16, 17.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes.
So
Yeah, because I mean, the actress looks a little bit older, so it's like,
yeah,
but you
on
could
that
tell she's
cusp where
playing. Yeah,
she's like almost an adult, but she's still a
yes,
kid.
yes, and she plays it really well because it is that like kind of stunted growth that like she plays that role really really interestingly because you could tell like she still is like she looks a little older but she's still very much a child. So he sees her slip away from the party and happens to see a bunch of younger guests having sex in some bushes nearby.
Just a fucking orgy
Just
in
in a
the
full ass
woods.
orgy in the woods. He stumbles onto Norma unconscious against a tree.
I love how part of the direction for this film was okay, then you guys are over here spit roasting her, and
Straight up.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this
Yeah,
is like a
yeah.
lot of detail we're getting here.
Exactly. This orgy is really well lit for some reason.
Yeah, it's strangely detailed.
Exactly. So she's seemingly been raped by a boy named Vicente. We had seen ogling her at the party.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, he finds her in the dirt.
yes, we see Robert awaken from a nightmare as he turns to hold Vera in bed. We get to look at Vicente's life, or we get a look at Vicente's life and learn that he works at a clothing shop that his mother owns. He tries pressuring a customer to go to a party with him as he pops a pill in broad daylight, but she refuses because she's gay and laughs it off, non-derogatory.
Or she's not she works there.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And he tells her he says at one point
And her
if
name's
it
Christina, correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
He tells her at one point, if it wasn't for the shop, would you still be with my mother? Which makes it sounds like she's his mom's girlfriend, but
Oh,
he's trying to
weird.
fuck her. So it's just like,
Oh, I didn't even catch that. That's so interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
he says that like if it weren't for such and such, would you still be with my mom? But
Mm.
he didn't say would you still work for my mom? He said
Yeah, yeah,
would you
yes.
be with her?
And
So it
like
was
I feel like the phrasing is so important in this movie. Like it's
yeah.
very intentional.
Yeah, so it seems like that's what they were getting at. Is at first it's like him and his coworker and he's badgering her and he needs to
Yeah.
chill. but then it's an even more weird layer of like, is that your yeah, that's your mom's lesbian
That's your
lover,
stepmom,
and
dog.
you're yeah, and you're trying like
He's trying
Jesus
to
Christ,
stepmom
you're not even stuck in the laundry machine. Dude,
her.
calm down,
So stupid.
Jesus.
So,
Um,
so for some reason, we see a man and his son come into the shop and offer them his wife's clothing because she's run off and they haven't heard from her. He says that she does this regularly, so they're used to it by now. And I put for some reason because it does seem like again that nothing ever comes of that either, but I do understand why it's in there now, just to serve as sort of like a background in the world, like giving you a fuller scope of like people tend to go missing, I guess.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it kind of gives the cops an out. You know what I mean? Like,
it kind of goes along also with like all the mothers and women in this like there's there's like a women escaping whether they
yeah,
commit suicide or whether this woman leaves or
yeah,
Vera doesn't want to be stuck in this place.
yeah, 100%. So the scene
That's the
cut.
best I got.
No, no, no. I agree. The scene cuts back to the two in bed as the camera pans over to a sleeping Vera, and the scene transitions back to the night of the party, focusing on Vicente.
Well,
The way
it
that
goes
this, oh, it's framed so good, dude.
Well,
Oh, it's so
it
good.
goes back and it shows Vicente at first, but then it's more focused on Norma, showing us like Norma's story.
Hmm.
So at this point, I went, "Oh my God, is Vera Norma?" Is
Yes.
what I started to
Yeah,
think
yeah,
for a moment.
that's a good. Actually, yeah, that's a really, really good like thought process. I could totally see where that would line up. Yeah, because that's also like it's very vague at this
Because
point, where it's very vague.
they also did a really good job of like I commented on how Norma looks so much like Vera
Hmm.
that like sometimes when they cast kids in a movie they're just like yeah whatever we cast somebody, but
Yeah,
sometimes they go really far out of their way to be like okay this person actually looks like this person's child, and that's
exactly.
they did. And so I was like, oh God, did he just go like, oh, you're like the next best thing, you're closest to it,
Yeah, yeah.
let me iterate upon this.
It's fucking crazy, dude. But the way that they focused this shot was, I think this was like again on a second watch, this just gives that away. Like this shot in particular, I think gives the entire thing away because it's
Yeah.
literally like it shows the Veta laying face to face with Robert, and then she turns over on her side, and then the scene transitions from Vicente looking basically in her direction, and they're kind of
Hmm.
looking at each other for a second, and then it fades.
Yeah, and that's also what made me think
Beautiful.
like is she remembering him because it all went wrong starting there?
That's a yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like again, once you know what it actually
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're like,
Absolutely.
what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, so good. Anyway, so we pick up from the younger crowd leaving the party to go fuck in the bushes. Vicente is walking alone with Norma, and he asks her if she's stoned. She doesn't understand, and he asks her if she's taken any pills. She then proceeds to list the various medications her father has given her.
Yeah.
It broke my fucking heart, dude. I was
Well,
like,
no, no,
Jesus.
no. I didn't take it as the medication her father has given her. I took it as I take lots of drugs all the time. Don't worry about me. So she came to the party high because she mentions like Dexedrine
Mm.
or something like that.
Hmm.
She mentions like a couple like they're all prescription pills, but they're all yeah, those are all like drugs you can take recreationally
Cool.
that
Okay, so
she's
that
listing off.
yeah, so that does actually fill in some blanks for me because I was like, she does look like she's dazed. Like she looks like out of it as he like is starting to undress her.
Yeah, she's like she's high already
Hmm. Oh,
from
okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so
yeah, but she's stealing these drugs from her dad,
mm,
so that's why she's like, oh, I took 25 milligrams of this and 75
I
milligrams of this,
see.
and
I see. For me, it was reading as like she's so innocent. She just thinks that that's what you know is taking that like medication, prescribed medications is like getting high, like he's talking about.
Yeah, what I got was, oh, dude, like, don't worry about me. I'm like, I took a bunch of drugs
Yeah,
already,
yeah,
and then he's like, haha, okay, like that's cool.
yeah, exactly.
Um, I wish I could find the lyrics for it, but there's a song by this band called Poor Bailey called 20 Drugs That Can Kill You, where he just lists a bunch of drugs that can kill you.
That's
And
incredible.
a couple of the ones that she mentions, I was like, I'm
We're
pretty
in
sure
there.
those are on there, but I can't find it.
So she does appear to, like I said, as he begins addressing her, she has this like glazed over look in her eyes. It's fucking sad. She slowly starts to realize what's happening and she begins to scream for help. He puts his hand on her mouth to muffle the screaming, but she bites him. He slaps her unconscious and then pulls her dress back up as he leaves.
It's always really weird. Like I felt like the way this was filmed and directed, it
Mhm.
like almost gives him plausible deniability where it's like these this strange way of filming assault scenes sometimes
Mhm.
where it's like not even like a revocation of consent. It's a like she didn't consent yet, but she's trying to figure out whether or not she consents, and then halfway through
Yeah.
decides like she's not into it.
Yeah.
And so it's just in this weird way where it's like for a long time, like she doesn't say no or try to stop him or
Mhm.
anything, and it just creates this weird like arguability to it where it's like
I mean, I
obviously it
yeah.
was not good, he
Yeah.
shouldn't have done it,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it creates wiggle room where someone could try to create that
And I don't want to party with
sort
those
of
people, but
argument.
like,
Yeah,
but I think it is just like a statement on the fact that consent can be retracted at any time. That's
it
just the
was
nature of it,
it was just shot and it was just directed in such a weird way to me where
Mhm.
it's she's kind of just like this guy's sucking on my titty, what is
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
and then
But
she's like
that's
I guess I'm laying down like I'm not saying anything but my brow is furrowed, and it was just
yeah,
kind of
that's what
like
I think. That's the thing. Like for me, what adds that element of like that she was, like you're saying, trying to figure out if she was into it or not, like trying to. But again, things are happening so fucking fast that she didn't have time to like fully digest what was going on, especially
yeah.
be in her state of mind and being like, okay, whoa, like let me fucking take a second, buddy. And then just everything happened too fast to where he had his hand on her mouth.
Yeah, but I guess it also does sort of play into like sort of the as we go into the larger themes as the movie goes on of
Mhm.
like you know how much punishment does someone really
Dude,
deserve?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is very that's what I mean. That's what's so fascinating about this because it's a case that's like in terms of like yeah, like you're saying, plausible deniability. There is that aspect of that because there even is the scene, a part of the dialogue where he even says it himself. He's like, I don't think I did anything wrong. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And it's like there is the case to be made that he didn't know in that
Yeah,
moment,
and
but
I guess in this particular case it was shot in this way so that later he could say that
mhm.
in a way where like it's
It
like
does not excuse the action.
yeah,
It does not excuse the action whatsoever. But I want to
yeah,
make
it's
that abundantly clear.
oh, 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. But it's kind of like you can almost see why he's surprised when she
Yes,
starts screaming all of a sudden.
exactly.
Why he's like kind of like, "Whoa, I didn't realize," you know.
Yeah.
But then when he keeps going and tries to cover her mouth and then hits her,
That's when it
then it's like,
That's when
"Okay,
the
oh,
yeah the fucking lever tips to the other
yeah,
side
it's
for
like,
sure.
okay, obviously this is not okay."
Yeah, for sure,
You know.
for sure. Yeah. So we see Vicente driving away on his bike as just as Robert discovers her on the floor. At work, Vicente is having trouble concentrating, and he says he needs to go for a quick drive to get some air. As he leaves, we see a van take off after him. The car runs him off the road, and Robert gets out wearing a crazy looking mask of some kind. He shoots Vicente with a paralyzing dart and throws him in the back.
Hmm.
That skin mask is fucking crazy, dude. That
Yeah,
was wild.
it's so strange. He looks
That's where like
so
the
uncanny.
horror part of this really kicked in for me. I feel like that whole part was very by the books horror movie. So cool. So Vicente wakes up chained to a wall with a large bucket of water next to him. We later see his mother meeting a detective who tells her that they found a bike totaled near a cliff, but no body. Initially, he assumed that it must have been washed out to sea, but when she pressures him to keep looking, he tells her that they interviewed all his friends and family, and they all said that he was sick of this place and wanted to leave. Which is a very interesting thing because they do like he does say that explicitly to Christina at work that he's tired of the place. He just wants to get out of there.
Yeah.
So again, it's kind of like leaving all this wiggle room for the cops to be like, oh, he just jetted, so whatever.
Yeah.
So Robert goes to visit Norma in the hospital, and she cowers from him to hide in the closet. Dude, that part like fucked me up bad. That was so sad. That was genuinely so sad to watch her. Like
Yeah.
she plays an incredible like performance in that part, but oh my God, it's fucking heartbreaking. So fucking sad. So he asked the doctor why she's still in the hospital gown, and he tells him that they should put her in a dress. The doctor replies with, "We tried to, but she can't stand any kind of fitted clothing. She just rips it off."
Yeah.
Which was also happening right before the assault too. She like
Yeah.
that's what led to him undressing her because she
Yeah,
was like, "Oh,
she
I
would.
just don't want clothing. I hate all this clothing. I could be naked all the time if I wanted or if I
Yeah,
was able to."
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know if that like is an indicator at like something that was going on or something. You know what I mean? Like or what was going on there because it does seem like yeah, the fabric or clothing. I wonder what that is. Like the clothing was just causing her to like be uncomfortable a lot of the time or something. I'm not really sure what that
I
is.
think it's just that her life is prescribed and she just has to do
Mm,
what her father wants and expects of her, and she doesn't even get to pick the clothes that she wears.
that makes total
She
sense.
mentions hating the sweater and the
Yep,
heels, which to me sounds like
those are what her dad got
he
her.
probably told her like this is what you're wearing
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah. Oh, that makes total sense. Yeah, that I yeah, I don't know. I didn't even consider that, but you're totally right. That makes total sense. So he then goes on to tell Robert that he should visit her less because every time she sees him, she gets worse. He says
Yeah.
that she associates him with the rapist because he was the first thing she saw as she regained consciousness.
This was around the time that I was like, what is this goddamn movie about?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Mm-hmm.
we're just introducing more, like we haven't even got into like what's actually
So
happening,
many
what's gonna happen
threads.
here, what the
There's
fucking
so many
arc is.
threads, dude.
And now we're like expanding characters and we're going back 6 years.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, man, are we ever gonna get to a point?
Yeah, no, they do in a beautiful fucking way. But yes, just so you guys know, this is the point we were talking about where the two characters are asleep. These are the flashbacks that we're talking about.
Yeah, they go to
So this
sleep,
is
and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, so to understand this, we need to go
yes.
back. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're probably wondering how I got here
yeah,
in
exactly.
the worst way. So we see a montage of Vicente chained to the wall. Eventually, Robert makes his way down there to hose him off and move him closer to a desk where he says he'll be more comfortable. He gives him books to read and a bowl of rice before heading upstairs again, as Vicente apologizes for angering him the other day, which is fucking crazy, dude. Like,
Yeah.
he plays this role really well too. Again, he's acting his fucking
He
ass off.
does. Yeah, he does.
Really, really good. So at
It's the movie turns into Saw for a little bit, kind
yeah,
of.
dude, yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah. So at Norma's funeral, we see the doctor who was treating her attempt to shake Robert's hand and offer condolences. He,
Yeah, it just cuts
he's
right
just
to
like,
that, and we're
yep,
just
I
yeah,
was,
and he tells him like she'd still be here if you gave good care. Like I'm gonna be reporting you and
yep,
suing the hospital,
yep,
and
for homicidal negligence.
mhm.
Yep, in particular, and the guy's just like, oh fuck, all right, I guess this isn't the time, like, or the place, and I'm just like, yeah, probably not. We cut to Robert giving Vicente a shave in an extremely tense scene. I love that scene where he shaves him. That was so fucking tense.
I told Amanda I was like even without it being done by someone who you know wants to kill you,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's still to me that seems like psychological horror. I will
yeah,
never
yeah,
shave with a straight razor.
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
good.
Hard save.
Even if it's Hook with Shmee doing it, bro. Like it's still I'm not putting that against my throat. Like
Yeah, 100%. I get that, dude, but hard save, very hard save. That's so funny. Vicente tells him that his mother will be worried if he's gone for too long, Then he asks if Robert has a daughter because he noticed the toys lying around. And as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh, no, shut the fuck up! Shut
Yeah,
shut the
yeah,
fuck up!"
yeah, like for real, dude.
Yeah. So Robert tells him that they buried her today. Then he asks why he shaved him as Robert chloroforms him, which is fucking wow. He's like, yeah, now for some aftershave. So fucking
Yeah, yep, and we find out why he was shaving him.
yes. So Vicente is strapped to an operating table, and Robert's team of surgeons arrive at his house. They suit up, and one of them remarks that he looks very young, like a boy. Robert tells him that he isn't, and that he knows exactly what he wants. As the surgeon glances under the cover, the screen fades to black.
Well,
Which,
but they say it in that scene what he wants. He says he knows exactly what he wants, a full vaginoplasty.
oh, is that what he says?
They say
Oh,
it in
I thought he said it afterwards because that's
no,
literally my next note.
they straight up said it in the scene. And so you start to realize the circle becomes full real quick there of what is going on.
Dude, yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying, dude. The like once you see what's going on in like a full scope and it all like fucking hits, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, I
Like,
around the time he kidnapped him instead of killing him, I went, "Yep, she's
that's
him."
it. That's it. Yep.
Which now moving forward, I will be calling Vera him
Mm.
because Vicente did not identify as a woman and become a woman.
Yeah, there is one scene of dialogue though that's very interesting coming up. Then, and I think we're both on the same page about it, but I understand why you're referring to her as him.
I think the correct would be him because he doesn't actually want to be a woman.
So in my notes, I have her written as her because it's dealing with present day, just to have the distinguisher for
That's
like,
that's
you
fair.
know what I
That's
mean.
fair.
But yes, we understand, and we absolutely will do our best to maintain the perspective of it all. But
Yeah, it's difficult, but it
yes, it
is
is very
yeah.
much difficult. Yeah. So when Vicente awakes, he asks Robert what he's done to him, and he responds with a vaginoplasty. We see Vicente in a robe as Robert walks into the room and explains that he will have to use several dilators of various sizes within the new orifice to keep the tissue from sticking together.
I was like this is unfortunately hilarious the way that they framed it. It's like not funny what's going on,
Oh, dude,
but
no, but the
but
way
then
he's
he
like
stands
slowly putting them
well
out.
no, not that, but when he stands on the chair
Mm,
and like puts his like crotch to like mirror level
yeah.
and then and I was just like
Yeah.
just the standing on the chair of it all just made it like kind of absurd in a way,
It,
you
it
know?
is. That's what I mean. And like there is that element where I know they were intentionally playing with that. I know that they were intentionally playing with like this is very dark, but there is some humor to the situation. So like let's like kind of lean into that. You know what I mean? I like it's you gotta laugh during the uncomfortable parts for sure, because it's like very fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So Vicente finally asks why he's doing this, and Robert tells him that he's the father of the girl he raped. There's another beautiful transition as Vicente is staring at the camera. The scene fades to reveal Vera staring at the camera, wrapped in a face mask of some sort. There are marks all over her body from the Frankenstein patchwork he's done.
Hmm.
So crazy, and it's like the cover of the movie. If you look up the poster for it, it's like the first thing you see
Yeah.
is
I'm pretty
it.
sure they use those things for like people who get facelifts and shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Like,
exactly what because he is a plastic surgeon, so
hmm.
literally he's operated on people. So Robert gives her a skin suit and tells her that it will help mold her body, that she needs to get used to wearing it all the time. She asks him to help zip her up, and then she attacks him and attempts to escape.
Ooh. This is just kind of sideways. I've just am like pulling up some things here, and someone said that when he reveals who he is, because he tells him at some point here,
Yeah,
either right before the surgery or after the
it's right
surgery,
after. Yeah.
he's like, why are you doing this? And he says it's because you raped Norma that night. Remember uh the party and everything.
Hmm.
And what he says in Spanish is creo que no alcance a violarla, which translates to I actually think I didn't get to rape her.
Yeah, yeah, it's
S-
fucking that phrasing is absolutely vile.
Yeah, so that's just straight up. There's no argument to be made. Even he knows that he was gonna
He
rape
was
her.
going to
He
assault her,
thought
yes.
she was into it, but then he was like, "Whatever, I'll just rape you."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there is no redemption for pretty much anyone in this fucking movie, like no one. Robert locks down the house and Veda is trapped. He walks downstairs with a gun and Veda grabs a knife to slice her own throat. Robert rushes her to the operating room and stitches her up, saying, "We were lucky," which is fucking diabolical.
Mm-hmm.
We were lucky is a fucking diabolical sentence, man.
Yeah.
Several weeks pass, and we see the moment the mask comes off as Robert gives Veda her new name. We then see her in the room from the beginning of the film. At first, tearing up the dresses that Robert has left out
Mm-hmm.
for her, and then she like vacuums them up with the thing. And it's crazy. We then we see her come across a yoga instructor on TV, as well as an art channel showing body sculptures. This
Mm-hmm.
inspires her to try both for herself.
Oh, and we should mention when she worked or when he worked at his mom's clothing store,
Mhm.
I commented on it. I was like, why does this store have these weird ass ugly patchwork scarecrows as fucking mannequins?
Yep,
Yeah, so it's
that's
he
it.
he begins practicing like the art that he really wants to. He draws on the walls and does other things, but like weird sculptures, I think is what he's like really
Hmm.
into.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. So Robert arrives at the house with Marilia, who exclaims that she's missed the home and the family for almost 5 years at that point. He tells her that Vera is the a patient of his that she is to look after while she's gone. She tells him that Vera reminds her of someone. When he says that that's always the case with the women he operates on, she says this one is different. She even has the same face.
Hmm.
When we jump back to the present day, we see Vera slicing a pineapple for Robert's breakfast. Marilia tells her that she doesn't trust her, but Vera tells her that that it would be much easier on everyone if she did. She has this like snide kind of like attitude about her. It's so good.
Yeah. She's Marilia is also just so desperate to have anything to do with the one son who has more status in the world and wants
Yes.
nothing to do with her son who's like a cretin.
Yes. Exactly.
But she mentions earlier when she talks about them, she says even though they were like born and raised apart, they both became insane, and I have to
Mhm.
wonder if that insanity is from inside of my womb.
Thank you for bringing it up. I missed that, but I wanted to bring that up so bad. That's such a fucked up line. Such a fucked up line and like and you could see like that internalized guilt in all of this too. It's like so present on her like her character. It's so fascinating.
Yeah, she's just as bad as everyone.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
there's not really anyone in it who's like I mean Norma is like the most innocent person.
Yeah.
But other than her, you know,
Yeah, really. Like it's just there's no redeemable qualities for like half of these fucking characters. So
yeah.
Veta goes to deliver the tray of food to Robert, but has to use the dumbwaiter in her room in order to bring it up. She pauses for a moment and silently cries for a second before moving on. She like yeah looks over at everything in the room, the bloody sheets, the sculptures. She sees everything and like all of the writing that she's been doing on the wall, because we didn't even talk about that, but like this entire time she's been using the makeup accessories that he's been leaving for her to draw on the wall, like how many
Yeah.
first it started off as how many days she was there,
I
and then it
couldn't
like transformed into something else.
I couldn't figure out that part of it
Mm,
when he was like, "What's today's date?" Like Marilia says, "Oh, she asked me." what the date
Hmm.
was today and who I was. So I told her, and then she's like starts at to like today's date and then goes for,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of like, how did knowing what day it was today inform you of how long you'd been here? Like, had you been counting the days up until now, and then
Yeah,
you started
I
counting
don't know if it
backwards?
was that
Like,
or if it was her starting like a new clock.
well, I was like, wouldn't you like know the day that you were taken, what day that was, and then if you were counting the days, that would tell you what day it is now. So it was, I was just kind of confused, like
Yeah.
what difference that really made and what the purpose of it was, other than just having like a crazy person room with drawings all over.
Yeah, I mean it is that thing of like kind of like self-soothing. I think it was like an attempt at that to kind of just know like it's an aspect of gaining control when you don't have any, you know what I mean? Like I could see where the thought process was for that. But yeah, it just becomes like rambling at some point. It's just like I take opium to forget. Like opium helps me forget.
Yeah.
Like I forgot what else, but there's like a bunch of other like scribblings in there. It's crazy.
Because of the way that he was like so Stockholmed
Yeah,
by like the
yeah,
present time,
yeah.
I thought that we were going to reveal that like the opium gave him amnesia, or that like
Mm,
when Robert was removing the mask, I
yeah,
thought he was going to like lobotomize him or something to like make him forget who he used to be, because he's just so different as Vera by the
yeah.
time we're at like where the like present day stuff
Yes.
is happening. I thought they were going to reveal at one point that there was some memory shit going on. So realizing like, oh no, he's like fully
Retained
aware of
everything.
everything that has
Hmm.
happened.
Hmm. So Robert asks her if he dreamt that they made a promise to each other before they fell asleep. She tells him no, that he said she was free to walk around the house and watch all the TV channels in exchange for never leaving. Robert tells Marilia to take Vera into town for the day. She begrudgingly agrees, but not before packing some heat into her purse just in case she tries to harm her or and escape.
Hmm.
She's packing some shit, dude. She shit a whole ass six shooter. I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
So-
the gun she failed to stop Zeka with.
yes, yeah, exactly. So later that day, Fulgencio stops by the house to inquire about using Robert's facilities to operate on patients since they enjoy the isolation there. But Robert refuses and tells him that he is no longer using the house as a clinic. Fulgencio decides to interrogate him about a sex change procedure they performed on a man who was listed as missing in the morning paper. Robert tells him that Vicente just wanted the operation done and that he's now happily living in LA working in porn films, but he doesn't buy it. He accuses Robert of kidnapping and experimenting on
I
Vicente
think
with a
he
new
says
skin.
he's like really buff and doing
Yeah,
porn
yeah, yeah,
films,
really
like,
buff and doing
and I'm
porn
kind
films.
of like, okay, Robert, why'd you have to include that?
I
Like,
see you, dog. I see you.
like, because again, it's kind of like there's it's kind of interesting to me to think of like the lines of these things where it's like and I do believe this, if you're a man
Mhm.
and you're with a trans woman, that's not gay, that's a woman,
Yeah.
you know. But he happens to be with a man who has a woman's body but still has the mind of a man
Hmm.
and wants to be a man.
Hmm.
um and it's just kind of like, Robert, how long you been gay?
Exactly.
Non-derogatory,
Safe man.
but just like you're totally aware of everything that's going on
Yeah.
here, and you're
Yeah.
still cool so it's just like, it's kind of like the thing of the fucking redacted list,
Yeah.
where it's like, I've mentioned this a few times recently to people, that the South Park episode about Tiger Woods, where they're like, look, we have all these chimps in this enclosure and we're giving them money, and at a certain point, and they don't care about the money, but at a certain point, they get so much money that they become sex addicts, and it's kind of like, everything with the list and these celebrities and
Yeah.
these politicians, it
Yeah.
kind of just makes you go, oh my God, at a certain point, you get like a certain amount of billions, and you just go, well, nothing pleases me anymore,
Yeah,
so I guess I
exactly.
may as well go strangle a 12-year-old, like,
God damn it.
but he's kind of at that level of like opulence and head
Yeah.
of his
Yeah,
field
yeah,
and
yeah.
all these things, that he's just like, I don't really care. Looks like my wife.
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah. And I think there is something to be said about that, like the all the trauma that he's faced too because of, losing his wife and his daughter and shit in such like tragic circumstances. But also it
Yeah.
speaks to like how shitty of a human being he is that like this is the route that he's taken with all of that, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
for sure. And
Like,
it's very much implied that it's not like that was a breaking point. He's
mhm,
always
mhm.
been crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
And
been
he just had a good
yeah,
enough
because
excuse to be as like fully fucking
yeah.
insane.
Well, even Marilia is talking about that when she's saying to Vera about like how he had nursed his gal back to health, or he was trying to keep her alive. She says it's insane or it's crazy what an insane man's love will do.
Mm.
Like, so I was like, oh yeah, so she's well aware that that's been the case. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
she knows both of her sons who were
Hmm.
raised completely apart both became like sexually deviant monsters.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I just gotta know, what was that what was that conception night like, you know? It was nothing normal going on.
She's the one who had sex with the jackal, and then he's the omen.
Jesus Christ. Well, that explains El
Fucking
Tigre.
yeah, yeah, fucking Zeka, yeah. So just as Robert pulls out his gun, Vero walks in and tells Fulgencio that she's there on her own free will, and that she was always a woman. As he leaves, Vero looks at the paper and quickly asks Robert for a cigarette, which is it's so interesting because she's not smoking opium, she's smoking copium right there.
He's like going through like he gave himself gender dysphoria.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like he's having to cope with like,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, I said that because it's moving me towards like my ultimate plan of what's
Yeah.
going on, but like Jesus Christ, I can't believe I really just had to
Had to
like
say that. Yeah.
say that and sell that. It's like
Yes.
the like psychological rebound
Yep.
of that.
All
Like
of the
she
fucking gymnastics that she has to be like they have to be doing in their head. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
he's like sitting so confidently on Robert's lap, and then Fulgencio leaves, and then all of a sudden just like starts having a nervous breakdown of
yeah.
like of
The
be
asking for a cigarette is crazy, dude. It's
kind of
so.
being like keep my shit together. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm. We're
I'm
almost out. We're almost out.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Also Fulgencio, crazy name, but I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's a crazy ass. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
I love it.
Yeah, Fulgencio is a pretty baller name for sure. So later, as the two are attempting to have sex, Veta complains that she's still hurting, but tells Robert that she brought a lubricant today while she was out and just needs to find
And
it.
and he's like, "Did you not work up to the big one?"
Yeah. Stupid. She runs downstairs to his office, grabs her purse, the lube, and his gun. She returns to the room, tosses him the bottle, and then draws the weapon. She shoots him in the chest and it alerts Marilia, who goes to investigate with her own gun. When she makes her way into the room, she sees Robert lying dead on the bed. Veta comes out from underneath the bed and shoots her, killing her instantly. Veta escapes to make her way back to her mother's store. She pulls Christina, one of the workers, aside and reveals that she is Vicente. She tells her about the kidnapping and the escaping.
And he tells Christina about the conversation they had right before, and like I'm
Yes,
wearing like
the
almost the
dress
exact dress that we were talking
that we were
about,
talking about.
and
Yep.
no one else was here, and we I told you exactly this,
And you see the
and
realization just kind of wash over her face, and then she's just like in horror. It's
mhm.
fucking insane. Then her mother finally comes to see what's going on. Veta looks at her and says, I'm Vicente, and that's the skin I live in.
And it cuts. I thought that was like I actually have a little bit of like that chill feeling right now.
Yeah,
Just even thinking
yeah,
about it, even you just saying
yeah.
it. Perfect ending.
Such a
Perf
fucking
Perfect.
crazy ending.
And I want to say before he says I'm Vicente,
Hmm.
she looks at him and you can see her
There's
like
a knowing.
motherly intuition. Like she figured it out before he even says
Yes.
anything. And like just the every transphobe should have to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Every transphobe should have
Hmm.
to watch this movie, and the question at the end of the movie should be, so how horrifying was it that he was forced into a body of the gender that he doesn't want to be and now can never go back and has to like live with that for the rest of his life?
Exactly.
Okay, do you get
Yeah,
it? Do you get
exactly.
it? Do you get why
Yeah.
maybe people, I don't even want to say make that choice, why people
Yeah.
go through all the suffering that they have
Hmm.
to
For
be them
gender
true to
affirming
be them
care.
true selves?
Exactly.
Who would choose to be persecuted by all you fuckwads? Like
Yeah.
it's a very difficult thing. I applaud everyone who chooses to go through transitioning. You don't choose
Exactly.
to be transgender, but making that decision to come out to people and to
Hmm.
embrace that and to fight that. That's very fucking difficult.
It takes guts. Yeah, it takes fucking a lot of fucking stones to do that bullshit.
It
And
it it does. And like, I mean, this is gonna sound kind of funny, but I don't even mean it in a funny way. But going through like the dilation process,
that,
like
no, you're completely right.
willingly,
That's exactly
that's
what I mean. That's the bullshit I'm talking about, is like the
like
things that
like
come with that.
it sounds like, I mean, it must be painful. It must be
It
very hard. It
absolutely
must be
is. Yeah.
torturous. But
Yes.
in this movie, it's used as a torture.
Hmm.
And for a while, I was like, where the fuck is this guy on the trans issue? Like, what is
Yeah.
he thinking?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, all right, we're of the
Yeah.
same
Yep.
mind here. What you're saying is being in the wrong body is
Is
incredibly
in itself a
torturous.
nightmare. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's God, just what a crazy fucking movie.
Yeah.
And
The whole, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole thing about like the incestuous undertones that's going on with with Robert's character and everything, actually putting that in. And then you're right, having the gender dysphoria, like all of the body dysmorphia and everything, like everything that's like thrown into this like fascinating story, where you're right, you're being confronted with like all of these things that actually people actually go through. People go through these like emotions all the fucking time and have to like struggle with finding gender affirming care, and then also, again, like you said, coming out to people and then having them see them as an entirely different person just because they choose to tell them like, hey, this isn't, I don't feel right, I don't feel connected to my body somehow, you know what
I'm
I mean?
not feeling good. I don't feel good, Mr. Stark.
Exactly. Like it's true. And like I've always like, and fucking I like to bring it back around to like body mods and stuff like that. Like that to me is also gender affirming care in a lot of ways, because for me, I like really enjoy the way I look now. Like
Hmm.
the way I look now, and I look in a mirror, I feel like I'm the person I wanted to be when I was younger.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
And like that's what I mean, is like I can identify in that regard. I can identify in like having, not feeling like I was born the wrong sex, you know what I mean? Like I can't identify in that way, but I can identify in the fact that like I know that I didn't look in the mirror and I know I felt disconnected from the person who I used to look like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like that's, you're right. It's just such a horrible, horrible thing to consider that people actually have to go through that.
And that's why I said it's kind of like Tusk-esque,
It very much is.
in terms of you're just being transformed into something that you're truly not, and it's against your will, and
Exactly.
like they could, you know, do more surgeries to Vicente, but that's not gonna like he's never gonna get back to having like an organic off the shelf male body
Yeah.
and going from female to male and transitioning and having, I mean, I don't know, I guess like a penoplasty. I don't know
Yeah, yeah. What
what
the
you would
opposite
call
of that
that,
is. Yeah.
but that's totally different than going from one to the other and then back again.
Exactly.
Like I know it's a very complicated process to, go from one to the other, and there's ways where you're able to like preserve nerve endings and all these things. So
Yeah.
there's like, still feeling there. But I don't think you can go do it again
Like quite
and
be the same. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just the horror of that. And I felt it was done in a way that wasn't exactly cheap, but
Hmm.
also that aching question of like, how much did he really deserve? Because if you would have just chained
Yeah.
this guy up in his basement and let him like starve down there and let him die,
We've seen that
I,
movie a million
I,
times.
well, yeah, but
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have blinked at it. I would have gone, yeah, deserved.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If he
Yeah.
would have shot him in the head, I would have gone, yeah, deserved.
Yep.
If he would have burned him to death, I would have gone, yeah, deserved.
That's what I'm saying. Those are different movies.
But now, well, yeah, but mostly what I just mean is like you would have gone, yeah, he's a rapist, he deserves that.
Exactly.
But then when you go, oh yeah, I actually changed him into a woman and he's my little fuck mistress that I have locked in a room and I got him
Uh,
addicted to opium
yeah.
and I fucking do skin grafts and put pig DNA into him. At a certain point, you're like, brother, you're the monster.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Straight
like
up.
you're both bad, but like, he did like fathomable. I said this yesterday to Amanda. He did fathomable like human levels of evil.
Hmm.
Robert was like
Went the extra
a
mile.
fucking Grecian god, like a Zeus-esque level
He's
of
he's
fucking
fucking
torment.
he's fucking Cartman like feeding the bully his
It's
parents.
Yeah.
That's literally
Yeah. Yeah, where it's like, hey, if Cartman would have just like kicked the shit out of Scott Tannerman, you would have been like, okay, you deserved it. But like
exactly.
that's just unfathomably
Dude,
evil,
what the fuck?
you know? Just it's truly it's like what the gods on Mount Olympus got up to is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
level of shit
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Robert gets into.
And like he's playing God, you know what I mean? Himself. He has like this God complex about him too. Like,
He's like, oh, okay, so this guy did a rape. Well, then I put him in this village and I made it so that he was every village. And then I became mist and I rolled through the town and I raped every person at once. And you're just like, these are not these are not quantify
Sam.
these are not equal, the things that
Yeah,
have
one of
happened
these things is
here.
not like the other.
Like holy shit, at a certain point, like you become the worst one.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that what he did to Norma was okay in any way,
No,
but
no,
it's just
yeah.
like this guy deserved to get off the train like several stations ago. Like if you would have just like give him like cutting torture or
Yeah,
burning
yeah, yeah,
torture
yeah.
and then shot him in the head at the end of
But
it,
that's what I
totally
mean.
deserved.
That's what I mean. That's a different movie, though. Those are different movie. Like that's a completely different. And it's again, that's a movie that we've seen. We've seen the revenge thing done so many times. I have never seen a rape revenge like this in my fucking
Well,
life.
he that's what I mean is like he just took the revenge so far that at a certain point you're just like it's it's not deserved
Hmm.
anymore. But
Hmm.
like where really is that exact point
Yeah.
on all
Yeah.
of this, you know?
Well, because like
Like
I even think like the another movie to bring in the I don't know we haven't done it yet, but I mean I fucking am dying to do it. I saw The Devil.
mm,
Oh, we haven't did it? Did we
no,
do?
no,
We haven't done it yet, right?
no.
I was gonna say, fuck, it's been so long. So I think about that movie and I think that's one of the most unique revenge films I've ever seen because of the fact that it's like catch and release and it's just like there's a lot other things going on like than you see in a normal like A to B revenge plot movie.
Hmm.
This is again like I have never seen some shit like this in my fucking life where like the victim becomes the fucking monster, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so strange. And I think I kind of determined for me the line is if you would have just given him the vaginoplasty and then killed him
Yeah.
or taken him somewhere where he
Yeah.
could never find his way back and just left him in that state,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I could have kind of been like, wow, that was dark, but like, yeah, now this dude has to deal with this, fucked up punishment for the rest of his life for doing this fucked up thing. But I think it's the locking him in a room, getting him hooked on heroin, and
Yeah.
then fucking him a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I think that's where to me it becomes like, okay, we've crossed the line. We've become worse than the rapist.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Like it's fascinating. I think like yeah, absolutely fucking intriguing film on all levels. I
And
think poetic as fuck too.
like we said about Blood Meridian, like it's the same question being asked here of like
Yeah.
how unfathomably dark and horrific can a human like can the acts a human does on another human really get
Yes.
without stepping into the realm of real fantasy or real sci-fi.
Yeah.
But I do think the one thing that was just like right there should have been super apparent to anyone reading over this script giving notes.
Hmm.
To me, you read this script and then you immediately go, "Hey Pedro, this is great. Um, she needs to burn the house down."
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Because the
For
whole
sure.
pig skin heat resistance, even the blurb before you see the movie says like he's obsessed with creating unbreakable skin, and it's like
Yes.
not really. It doesn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with it other than they went, oh, transgenesis,
Hmm.
transgender. So
Yeah.
let's say transgenesis. So then later people will go, oh, that was an interesting little wrinkle there
Yeah,
with
the
that,
the
like.
pun you were referring to earlier, correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I kind of could have done without that part,
Or just fill it out.
or if the skin had been successful,
Yeah,
and like that's where more of his money is coming
exactly.
from, because it like I get it. He
Do
saw,
something with that C plot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, he was like, I'm allowed to do human experimentation on you because you raped my daughter, and
Hmm.
like that. Again, that could have been like, yeah, you went pretty dark, but he did rape your daughter, so I don't feel bad for him. But
Hmm.
I think it's just when he starts raping him as a woman that he made him into,
Yeah,
where it's just
fucking.
like, okay, this is getting a little too self-serving to be
Yeah,
like
for
a
real.
karmic punishment that you're giving this guy.
Yeah, straight up, dude.
Um,
But I mean, yeah, I mean, what do you want to get into the ratings now? Because I mean, it
yeah.
sounds like we've pretty much given ours away, but you go ahead. What did you think?
Yeah, we rate out of six here. On the rare occasion that we have a guest, it creates a perfect triumvirate of
Hoping this year is
sixes.
gonna change that. A
Um,
lot of guests on.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think the only thing that I think it could have done better is just she should have just burned the house down.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
should have just like I think if she would have
She even says, "Here's the lighter. Like I could burn the house down with this. Like bring it back." You know what I mean?
what
Like,
if like throughout the movie she had been like taking batteries out of smoke detectors or something, or
oh, she
took the
could have.
batteries out of the smoke detectors in that room,
Yeah.
and then when she said, "Oh, hold on, I have to go get the lube," just started a fire in the
Hmm.
house and then fucked him with the fire happening, and then
That's a good ass ending, bro.
he burned
Like,
alive and
yeah,
she didn't,
yeah.
and then basically like he's on top of her, but then she gets on top and he's like, wow, she's like really like becoming my little fucking like
Hmm.
wife replacement the way I want. And then he holds Robert down
Hmm.
when the flames come into the room,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then Robert burns to death while he just sits there, with flame retardant skin.
That's like the Japanese ending to this
That
film.
would that would have tied it all
Yeah,
together,
yeah,
but I just end
100%.
up being like the human experimentation part really meant nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
So the
yeah,
whole slash sci-fi, I'm like, unless you think that sex changes are sci-fi,
yeah.
like sex changes that are this convincing, I
Yeah, yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, we've said it before on this show, but like trans women, by and large,
Hmm.
are beautiful.
Hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
like that's store bought. That ain't natural. Of course, they're gonna get that top tier. You know what I mean?
Dude,
So,
that's amazing.
if that's what you think is science fiction about it, you're an
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah, exactly.
You know? So
Yeah,
it's kind of just like, yeah, I that thread didn't really come back together
I feel you.
at the end, But yeah, I think like a 5.5 out
Mm,
of six,
mm,
because that's to me that's it. It's just this one little
yeah,
thing
yeah,
didn't really connect, but I'm happy with everything else, and I don't mind the disconnected confusion I felt in the middle, because that's kind of what I imagine realizing in your 20s or 30s
yep.
or 40s or 50s. I have a friend
Hmm.
whose dad didn't realize that she was trans until they were like 50,
Wow.
and they wrote like this whole like manifesto of like explaining it and being like, at one point the doctor told me this is what's going on, we need to give you these hormones, and I said like, I ain't no queer, I'm not gay, I'm not doing all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And then realizing like, well, the gender dysphoria is so bad, this is going to kill me if I don't
Wow.
start transitioning
Yeah.
and going into these things. um
That's fascinating.
It really is.
Yeah.
There's a. It's funny because we don't have much of a scientific explanation for homosexuality.
Hmm.
We know it happens in lots of other animals. It happens in insects. It happens all across the animal kingdom. So like,
Yeah.
it's obviously just a thing that fucking happens. Like, why do we
Natural.
really need a reason? It doesn't
Hmm.
matter. But transgenderism is a thing, and maybe even saying it that way is wrong. But the fact that transgender people exist, there's a lot more direct scientific basis that we just straight up have an understanding of.
Yeah.
So it's like, I digress.
No, no, no. That's yeah, this is what this episode is for.
Interesting movie talking about a lot of very interesting ideas.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I'm gonna echo that. I think yes, the you know that C plot kind of falling off at the end was a little bit. Yeah, you're right. It just kind of just you built it up so well, and then you did nothing with it. I do
Yeah,
agree, but that doesn't change from like how I felt and like how haunted this movie left me after the fact. You know what I mean?
agreed.
Like, I think also a good pairing with this one would be I Saw the TV Glow, because I think in that one is kind of like exploring a lot of these like same notes or these same topics of like gender dysphoria and stuff like that not feeling attached to your body and not feeling, who you are, like being aligned with who you are. A lot of those same topics and subjects are like played with in that film, and I think this movie does an interesting thing where again you're usually a story like that. I feel like even in Titan was kind of leaning into these messages of like body dysphoria, stuff like that. It was exploring it in a way that kind of felt sympathetic to the character. You know what I mean? Like, even though
Hmm.
having done some horrible shit, again, she was literally a murderer.
Well, they did it in a way too, where like in this movie where we
Hmm.
learned of Vera way before we learned of Vicente. So we had to
Yes,
like retroactively like stop feeling bad for her once we
exactly.
realized she was actually him.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it does this interesting thing of like getting you to sympathize with the characters for a certain extent, but it's like the way that it's handled, like that topic of feeling stuck in another body, kind of there's different flavors of it going on in
Hmm.
different films, but it's like that's still the conversation that's being had. And I think this one just does it in a phenomenal way. That ending you described, you gotta write like that into something later on. That's a fucking great ending.
Well, it's very unfortunate because flame resistant skin is like a very specific thing. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like an easy trope I'm building on. But I was just kind of like, yeah, you should have done
You
something
could have done something with it. I do agree.
with that. And I think the image of like of her holding him down while that happened, and
Mhm.
then the ending, before he goes back to his mother, could have been,
Yeah.
him standing up from the ashes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
also that's like I'm requiring them to spend like another five
Yeah,
million
but I was gonna say it's a
just to make
lot on
that
the budget. Yeah,
ending.
for sure, for sure. But I mean, hey, it would have been dope. Whatever. But I do think all of that being said, I will give this a perfect six. I really do think that this movie was phenomenal on every level. It hits a lot of different notes, and again, these characters, like the performances, were fascinating, fascinating. They were doing some
All around.
incredible jobs.
Everyone was great, and it's one of those movies where it's like only a few locations, only a
Hmm.
few characters, but they tell a big story. And certainly, the wedding was like the most expensive
Had
part
to
of the
be,
whole movie.
had to be. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of money in that scene for sure.
Just curious, so I looked it up. They spent 10 million euros, so about 13.5 million to make the movie, and
Oh,
they grossed over 30 million
good.
USD at the worldwide box office.
That's good.
So yeah, so that's a success. It's interesting to me how horror movies are usually so cheap, even when they look really good. And this movie looks really good.
That's why a lot of studios go for them. Like a lot of the times, they'll just dump them out because it's like, yeah, pay 2, 3 million for something that's gonna gross what 10, 20 times that.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it only makes, double or only a few million
You're
more
still
than they,
getting that million back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking on Google Images of like different shots of the movie,
Hmm.
and it's yeah, they're all very striking, and I'm realizing
Yeah.
as I look at a lot of them, like I'm seeing her stretching on the couch in the first scene, and
Yeah.
then her being assaulted by Zeka, and then her laying in bed in the suit when he's sitting at the foot of the bed and he's about
Hmm.
to pull out the opium pipe.
Yeah.
And then, like Vicente on standing on the chair. I'm just noticing they all have a very like any still from this movie just looks like a painting.
It
Like
does.
I'm looking at a picture of Vicente with the bucket like lifted up when he's trying to get like just the last couple drops in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Even that it just looks like a classical
It's the
painting.
colors. It's the colors that they're using too. The colors are fucking gorgeous in this film.
It's almost pastel in
Hmm.
a lot of the
Exactly.
colors.
Yep.
And then even like Zeka assaulting her in front of that giant
The
Renaissance painting
tree.
of all these naked women of like celebrating like the beauty of the female form,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. Yeah.
he's defiling it right in front of that piece of art.
Yeah.
Like this is such a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Every transphobe, everyone who doesn't understand trans people and the concept of gender dysphoria should just have to watch this movie,
Hmm.
and at the end you should just ask them, so if this person forced you to be the opposite, if you're comfortable with the gender you're in,
Hmm.
and this person forced you to be the opposite gender, how would you feel about that?
Yeah, exactly. You get a lot of fucking. They'll be smoking copium themselves,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's I don't know, fascinating film. I'm really fucking glad that we had this conversation. I'm so glad that we got to do this one. We've got plenty more lined up for 2026, baby. This is the first episode we've done of the year. This is hopefully a sign of something bigger. We've got things that we're gonna hopefully be implementing. We talked about a Patreon earlier, so you know, cross your fingers.
I hate to. I'm sorry. I'm just realizing. I always reference the scene in Family Guy. Oh my God, is that what I do to people? I'm a monster.
Yes.
That's basically the journey Vicente went on. Oh
Exactly.
my God, is that what I do?
So, we'll tell them what they're getting next time they see us, because we don't know if we're gonna stick to the 2 week every 2 week schedule, bi-weekly schedule, but we're trying to
Well,
get them out as much.
I'll be honest, I really wanted to do another movie with queer subtext because we just recently did Tetsuo, we did Ichi the Killer, now we
Yeah.
did The Skin I Live In, and just very interesting like this foray into queer cinema that we've been doing has been very very cool, very interesting. I've been
Yeah.
enjoying it a lot. But the movie I ended up going with is one I've been thinking about for a while. I probably haven't seen this movie since I was a teenager. Um, but with the recent, double murder of Rob Reiner and his wife,
Uh,
I feel like it's a decent time to give the man his flowers. So
yeah.
I'm going to be doing a Rob Reiner joint based on a Stephen King novel. We're going to be doing Misery.
Yup.
And
I'm so fucking excited for that
have you seen
episode, dude.
Misery before?
Yes, I love it. I
Okay.
absolutely love that film.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely love that
it's
film.
very good. It's one like that and Shawshank were like the first
Hmm.
like adult movies that I really wrapped my head around and like got into,
Yeah.
where it's like to me there's an intellectualism to Misery. Like it's not just a like fucked up torture movie, which
We
is
are also staying within the like torture and prisoner
oh
kind of
yeah, it's
captive
it's it's
realm.
it's definitely scary, bro.
Yeah.
That fucked me up
Yeah.
when I was young.
Yeah. Kathy Bates is so fucking good in that movie, dude.
I probably first saw it when I was like 12 or 13.
Wow, that's
And
crazy, dude.
yeah, so it stuck with me for a while,
Yeah.
but especially with everything going on and
Yeah.
with other people besmirching the good name of Rob Reiner,
Ugh.
I figured it was not a bad time to throw this one into the
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah, I'm so excited, dude. That's gonna be such a fun episode.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hit them with the plugs, where to find us.
I fucked up and I did the intro even though it was your episode. So I think,
So we'll do it this way then. Okay, that's
yeah,
fine. That's
yeah,
fine. That's fine.
we're doing a role reversal, kind of appropriate
You
here.
motherfucker. That's good. So you guys can find us on Facebook at the Devil's Work Podcast. We're on Instagram as the Devil's Work Pod. On TikTok, don't know for how much longer, but Devil's Work Pod. You could also find us on there and email us the Devil's Work Podcast at gmail.com. We love to hear from you guys. Send in suggestions, send in thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, anything you have for us. And sometimes we do Twitch. So sometimes I'm trying to get back to streaming this year again, but that's a long list of things I want to do this year.
Yep, Lord knows.
Yeah, so Twitch dot TV / sideshow PSY, spell it right, and then twitch.tv / skeptic mo. Correct?
Yep,
Is it okay?
Skeptik MO.
Skeptic mo. And
That's
yeah, find us on there. We, like I said, we'll be doing Misery next, and we have a lot of really cool films lined up for this year. We have I mean, again, I've hinted at some guests. Hopefully, we'll get Piper on, but we've got some really fucking cool people to reach out to. So hopefully, we're gonna be gracing you guys with all that. We're gonna be getting some upgrades to the look. Hopefully, soon of the show. The show will look a little bit better too the next time you see us. Hopefully.
we're working on it.
We're working on it. We're working on it. But thank you guys for listening. Genuinely, stay safe out there. Protect the dolls. Fuck ICE. Free Palestine. I think we all know that this is what it is.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. It's your duty. If you have a microphone right now, if you have any level of a platform,
yes,
fuck ICE, fuck MAGA, fuck all this Nazi fascism that we're living under right now.
absolutely.
If we give you a little bit of a laugh in your day talking about these movies and give you something to think about other than what's going on,
Then we've done our job.
the revolution will not happen overnight, and you deserve rest.
Yes,
So
take care of
don't
yourselves, please.
don't beat yourself up if you can't be, out
Everywhere
there
at once.
doing it.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
You can only do so much. You can't pour from an empty cup. So,
yes.
everybody do their part, and R.I.P. Nicole Good, R.I.P. Alex Preddy, and fuck ICE. Can't say it any louder.
100%. Thank you guys.